Hi, I'm John Stephenson, and today I'd like to talk to you about something that's been very much in the news recently, which is the talk about the possibility of double dip. My inbox is full of research reports saying why double dip recessions in the U.S. are virtually a statistical impossibility. There's only been 3 such instances. The most far-flung one was back in the 30s in 1937. But I'm here to say that much of that analysis is flawed. This is no longer a typical recession that we've seen. We see the U.S. coming out with growth, economic growth on an annual basis of 3.5%, but 2% of that 3.5% over the last year has been inventory restocking. Without that, the U.S. is merely growing at 1.5%. This in spite of Fed funds rates at near zero. Anybody who wants to buy a home is being accommodated through the mortgage agencies in the U.S. The government has bent the arms of bankers to modify the terms of loans. You've got a deficit to GDP at 10%, and you've got a debt to GDP approaching 100%. Yes, things are going to be difficult and tough sledding ahead. There's no reason to think, in spite of all these accommodations, that we won't slide back down. You've got 3 million Americans about to run off the ranks of the jobless and lose their jobless benefits just before the holiday season. Consumer sentiment has hung in there all right, but it's starting to turn down. Tough times lie ahead. The traditional way of investing no longer will work for most Americans and most people globally. We've got to look to new markets and new places. Places that have not been front and center in our thinking. Places like Asia. That's a good news story for commodities. That's a good news story for investors in those commodity producing companies. And for those who are interested, I have a recent book out by John Wiley & Sons called The Little Book of Commodity Investing. It tells you the ins and outs, what to buy and when to buy it. It's on stores right now. Thank you.